Suitable and welcome to the premiere broadcast of Tomorrow It Can Be You. You should probably wonder what the show is all about. It's about the youth, the leaders of today and tomorrow. This is just one way to show you who they are or who they might be. To start, I would like to welcome Mr. Bill Barrett and Ms. Barrett. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. Can you give us a little bit of your background?
Let's see, background. Let's see, I was born in a hospital. No, just joking. I was born and raised on the west side of Chicago, lived there all my life. Let's see, been still living there right now. Went to grammar school on the south side, went to Lane Tech High School, went away to Northern Illinois University for college. Let's see, what else? Got into tap dancing when I was about 5 years old at a community center called Better Boys Foundation. Stayed with that. I'm still doing it to this day. Now I teach it and all of that stuff.
Basically everything that he just said. Besides, I started 17 years ago, tap dancing, and I didn't like it at first, but over the years, it was something that grew on me, and I saw the ability to make money with it, and then after I started doing it so much, it became something that I like to do. I was more strongly into playing piano and singing and stuff like that, and he went off into the tap, and we kind of brought them both together as we got older, and here we are now. So that's basically it.
How old are you?
I am 20 years old. And how old are you?
21.
Oh, you're supposed to ask me that. I'm sorry.
Are you Spanish?
Yes, we are, unfortunately.
I believe there's one other member.
Yeah, that's my older brother.
Yeah, that's our oldest brother, Martin Dumas, the third. We call him Trey for short.
Yeah.
And, he, same thing, we all got into dancing when we were young. We used to dance together when we were real little. Then as we grew up, we kind of, we went away to school and different things, so we grew apart. Then we kind of brought it back together after we got done with school. And so that this was something that was unique. People liked it. It was coming back. So we wanted to be in on the ground floor of something good.
So explain us to what precisely is it what you do?
What we do, it's a form of tap called, we like to call it hip-hop tap. We take a traditional art form, which is tap dance, and we try to blend it in with the influences that we have, which is rap music, R&B. We don't tap in tuxedos and off a big band, 40 music. We throw on some jeans and put on a cap, and throw on a rap track, and then start kicking rhythms. So we call it hip-hop tap.
Okay. So what's it good for?
Stepping out.
Stepping out? So what does it stand for?
Basically, it just stands for us moving on to the negative side and coming out, stepping out. We pushed everything aside that we used to do just to step out and show people that there's a difference and that we can do whatever it is that we want to do, and we continue to do it. We just got to bring it out, which is we got to step out with.
How'd you come up with that?
How?
How did we come up with stepping out?
That's a good question.
We have to think back on that.
My oldest brother came up with that one.
Yeah, Martin came up with that name. Yeah. But also, we also, out of being the things that we have to do to come, we said step aside and come out with the positivity, we later started an organization called YBM Enterprises, and that means Young Black Men Enterprising.
You mentioned about tap dancing, so you said how long you've been tap dancing, but where did you learn?
Let's see, where we started? We started in a community, what was it, Lawndale Community Road at the little church?
Sammy Dyer.
Sammy Dyer. We started at Sammy Dyer Dance School, which was
a BBF.
Better Boys Foundation.
Right, then we had
we had some private teachers, this guy named Mr. Taps, Carlton Smith.
And then we went to the subway.
And then at that point we started going into the subway, making money doing it, and we started teaching ourselves after that.
Right.
And creating our own style.
Learning from videotapes and stuff like that.
Yeah, we used to watch the Nicholas Brothers and
Gregory Hines
and his brother and all of the old toppers, Jimmy Slide, all of them.
I have an understanding that you mix tap dancing with rap.
Yeah, well, like I said, our dancing comes from the influence of what we listen to. So, you know, whenever I'm in my car driving, I'm bumping Redman or Method Man. So those are the kind of beats I hear. So what we do, you know, we take those beats and we make them with our feet. The same beats you hear in rap songs. We do it with our feet.
That was pretty cool. How do you feel when you're following the video?
You know, that's an interesting question because when we start hitting, it's like you don't even know you're there. It's like you just zone out to another place, you know, and then you in your own little world and you thinking up your own little beats. It's like a kid with a brand new toy. You give it to him, you put him in his crib, he gonna play with it for hours. Don't pay attention to nothing else around him but that toy. And that's how it is with our feet. When we start getting in the rhythms, we start looking at, you know, we just look at the rhythm in front of us and we go with it. We just take it to another level. And that's it.
Do you feel this is a different style of dance?
That it's a different style? Yeah, it's definitely a different style. It comes from, it's still tap dancing for every sense of the word, but what we do with it and how we interpret it is different from the way anybody else interprets it. Mm-hmm.
How do you call it?
What do you mean?
How do you call it, this different style?
How?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you mean, how do we call it?
Do you have a specific name for it, like in...
Hoofing.
Yeah, it's hoofing.
Yeah.
You know, hoofing is, hoofing.
How'd you come up with that and putting that?
Well, actually, it came from, like, back in the day when tap was way, like, in the 40s and the 20s. You know, a lot of, tap has a lot of African influence, African rhythms and beats.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the, back in Harlem in the 1920s and 40s and stuff, a lot of the African Americans that were there, they used to tap and it was one thing. And then it got on Broadway, which is what everybody saw on TV and stuff, and that was different. But the first way they used to do it was hoofing. Then they changed it and turned it into tapping.
Yeah, and we just started taking it, you know, we took it to different levels, and basically everything he said.
So, you intended it to have African roots?
Oh, definitely, most definitely. I mean, tap is a combination of different roots of different cultures, a mainly African culture. Then even the Irish have a little bit of influence in tap later in his years, but we just, so that's just natural for it to have the African roots.
You practice out together, like when you perform for something, you all practice together?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, we do. I mean, we do our practicing separately too, you know, because I know now, you know, I can't even stand up without hitting a rhythm or something, you know, coming out of my feet, so I can be standing so I practice wherever I go. I'm in my car, my feet like patting against the brakes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm standing in the grocery store line or buying some jumps or something, my feet just going off. You know, so we practice quite a bit.
You just like what do you practice when you all get together?
We use all of us are teachers, and we all have access to dance schools.
Mm-hmm.
So we go into the dance studios and just get together and practice.
You say you are teachers. Students come and learn how to tap dance, or teachers as in regular school?
Well, actually, a little bit of both. We as us two mainly, we teach the students. We go to dance schools, or they come to places where we're teaching, and we teach students tap. But then our other brother Martin, the one who's not here, he teaches at a regular school as a PE teacher.
Yeah.
He's a PE teacher, so he's a regular teacher. But basically, it's all about tap. We teach tap all over.
How do you feel when young people are watching you?
That goes back in the question you asked a minute ago. I don't know. I don't notice anything. You know, when I start dancing, it's like I'm in a room by myself. So it's hard to say how you feel when they're watching, you know, because I just feel good whenever I'm dancing. So I just attribute that feeling to whomever's watching.
Yeah. But after it's over though, and you finished dancing, you come out of that zone, and you see the kids and you see that they're into it, then it's a real good thing. It's definitely good to know that you're having an impact.
What type of example do you want to be to young people?
Ooh.
Positive example, of course.
Definitely.
We want to show them. I guess we do intend on reaching different levels with this, but the reason we dress like we do is because we want to catch the younger kids' attention, and in catching their attention, we can set a good example for them by showing them that there's other things to do besides what they see every day. So we want to be a great example for the younger kids, and we hope to be a great example in the stuff that we do. We hope that shows them that there's other outlets besides the rap and the violence that they see every day. They can dress just like this and be positive.
Has anything happened when you're practicing, or actually when you're performing? A funny story. Maybe one of you
we got a whole lot of them. Let me tell one of my Martins.
Oh, yeah. We did the split.
Oh, yeah. We were doing a show one time, and we had this piece of, we all jumped up in the air and came down in a split. And Martin,
our oldest brother,
when he hit the floor, man, his pants split all the way up the back.
He had to dance like half an hour with a hole in his pants. I was the butt.
Yeah, that was real funny.
That was when we watched the tape, it was even funny because we moved everybody.
Okay.
That's about it. I'm not telling you nothing of mine. Let's go to the next question.
Say about Martin since he's not here.
That's right. That's about the funniest one.
Yeah, well, let's go back a little bit. In those practices when kids are going, where you practice, when they are going to use, and what is it precisely what you practice and how you practice?
Oh, we practice everything from steps themselves to rhythms to combinations. I mean, it's hard to explain that.
Yeah, well, actually, we practice a lot of, a meditation and stuff of that nature. You know, getting into a separate, like getting in with inside yourself. So we practice a lot of that. So what we do a lot of times, turn off all the lights and just act like nobody else is in the room and you just hit. So we do that a lot of times when we practice. But when we got students in there, we teach them a lot of the basic steps,
right.
You know, so they can get to the point. And then, you know, towards the end of the class, we'll probably hit for a minute with some, you know, some steps that we got of our own, and that gives them encouragement because they see how we do it and they hear the sounds that we make and they're like, I want to do that. So that's like our motivation for them to do their homework.
Right.
Do your homework, you can hit like that in a couple of months, you know. So
Yeah.
Well, I would like to know if you could give us a little performance as to what you do. Little performance.
Of course. Do a little something. Where your chip back?
you just take one, I'll take one.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah. That's about it. What do you think?
I think it's marvelous. For me, well, I really enjoyed that. So I would like to thank you for coming.
Thanks a lot for having us out here.
And thank you for being one of our leaders.
Thanks a
I
lot.
really think that's very important.
Cool. Yeah, that's what it's all about, giving back to the future. That's what we like to call it.
Okay. Well, my name is Cristina Izquierdo with a reminder that tomorrow it can be you. Thank you for joining us, and so long. See you next time.
You're getting old, pal.
At first, when I heard it in my mind, but I